We got college football, week 7, NFL, week 6. We are back. Let's see if we can keep the heater going. Let's go. Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of the flagship show, Money Pot Betting. I am the host. I'm the CEO. They call me Moss Money. And, of course, I got my guy with me, right-hand man, the Lord of the teaser bet. Be humble. What's up, bro?
Go Sixers, man. We turning the page, baby. We
Right
turning
from
the
last night,
page
huh? Right from
right away.
last night. We're going to go
Right
right
away.
to
We're
it,
gonna
huh?
go around the carousel like we always do. Hopefully, one of these teams will wake up. Listen, Paul George, we trust. He might
Uh,
be our savior. Let's go.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all. The noise is getting louder for Topper to get let go. So we'll see where that goes. But baseball season is pretty much over a little bit for
For
us.
us, it's, it's
Maybe
over. It
some
ain't a
bets.
little bit.
Yeah, maybe some bets maybe to still be out there, but let's talk some football. Let's get right into it. College football, nothing for conference games and some big rivalry games that are coming up this week. So
I got 3 out of 4 going to get the fourth. All right, all right, all right.
no DraftKings. DraftKings site is down, so we're gonna have to switch it up. I think it's fitting that we use what we're using in the background. And you're from Philadelphia, you should know what the look is in the background. That is Parks Casino Sportsbook, a beautiful book. So let us get into their book, see what they look like, see what their lines look like, see if it's comparable to other books that we've used in the past, and see if we can find some good free bets for y'all and the numbers that are kind of coming up. A little bit slow though. I don't, a little bit of kind of trying to figure out how to use this thing. Um, you see how it's trying to come up. They just got so much stuff going on. They're trying to make sure everybody's getting some promos and some key things. So, but again, we don't get any pub for Parks. Still working on that. But if you guys are new for Bet Parks Casino, go ahead and hit the promotions, hit the bonuses. Make sure you guys get that free money that you can, that they're out there. I think they got a promotion up to match close to, I think up to $1,000. You guys got to double check that for me, but um, we'll see how this works out. Haven't used this before. Don't know what the teasers look like. So, humble, stick with me with the teasers. Let me zoom in just a little bit more so we can get a better look at that, so you guys can see those lines. All right. So we have, as always, tonight's games. And I'm not even going to start it off because I know you got one like you like to do right out the gate. So let's go. What you got for me? I know that three-teamer's coming. You've been
Dang,
cooking with them.
like a book.
You know what I mean? You've been cooking with them to start off the betting week of football. Thursday night football on deck, man. Tell me what you got.
Yeah, man. Thursday, Friday kickoff. We just started that way. I mean, this card is pretty tough for me. I really had to kind of like dig a little bit to find something that I liked, do a little bit of handicapping.
Yep.
Just taking a look at the Thursday, Friday, you got some early action going into the weekend. So either we're going to be going in ahead or going in and we can make it up later on. But we're gonna go three-team teaser, like you said, 10-point teaser. This is a new book, so I'll give you an opportunity. Let's look at James Madison. We're going to take them to win. I think this is a huge bounce back spot. They came out
Okay.
really flat against Louisiana and Lafayette last week. I believe that's what it was. Um, I think this is a big spot for them against Coastal Carolina, who's terrible against the run. I think James Madison will lead heavily on the run in this game. I think ultimately they'll control the game. At home, coming off a loss that could potentially destroy their conference championship if they lose this game. At the same time, that loss last week possibly dropped them out of the playoff contention also. So I'm sure they're pretty upset coming into this game. They got to make a statement. So I'm just going to get them to win. 10 points, 10-point teaser gets them to a win.
Yep.
At the same game, we're going to stay right here because it wasn't much to a Thursday and Friday as far as action that you can kind of really peel the onion back. I like James Madison and Coastal Carolina's team total over. So you'll move that from 61 to 51. Um, I think James Madison's going to get 30 plus in this game. I think Coastal will be able to hang around, so you'll be able to get over the 50 number. So I like
So
that
that's new.
space.
I don't know what reverse football is. That oh wow, you can go the other way. That's dope. I never seen that before. You can you can do a teaser the other way. So you could do a reverse teaser, and I'm assuming take that to minus 15 to get and then there's your odds. Okay, I see you, Parks.
Mm,
See you, Parks. I wasn't even expecting that.
that's different. Get
Right?
you the plus money off the okay, but I don't want to do that. I got to
Yeah,
play around with that.
yeah, right,
Give me my
right.
give me my 7. I'll
Yeah,
take the
yeah,
7 right now, and then we're going to go with UNLV playing a helpless Utah State um,
yeah.
at
They're terrible.
at Utah. I think the only thing that UNLV got to worry about is the altitude. That's about it because it ain't the team on the field. So hopefully they can kind of stay in there. I think UNLV is rolling. They got the new quarterback there. He came out firing, but that's still averaging over damn near 40 points a game. I like what they're doing there. That offense is very unique. Nobody's seen that offense before. It's very, very new. He has a lot of different packages, multiple motions, uh, multiple setups as far as pre-snap. Like it may be 4 or 5 guys behind a tackle in his line. It's kind of crazy if you ever watch a UNLV game.
Yeah,
But it looks like he'll keep that rolling going on. I like him to minus 10, so it gives him to 19 or 18. What is it? What's the line?
it'll be to
To
minus
9.
9.
Yeah, so I
So
like him to win by more than 2 scores for sure.
because it looks like with this book, just so you guys understand, when you pick two plays, it automatically makes it a same game parlay. So it doesn't allow you to do the teaser from the 10-point teaser. So you might have to shop around for this bet. It's just unfortunately I'm using a new bet. I'm a new book, so I don't know the intricate ins and out of what it can do and what it can't do. I actually just signed up for Bet Sparks. I actually linked the my friend code so we both can get some money, or everybody can get some money with Bet Sparks. I'll link that in the description below. But for now, this bet would be Madison money line, pretty much over 51, and UNLV minus 9 if you can find that teaser bet at another book.
And shop around for the best number, like you said. I got UNLV minus 8.5. The half a point's big versus 19. I had James Madison.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it was at minus 9. So, and I had it under 60, not 61. So, shop around for the best number. A point can change. A half point can change the outcome. But in these 3 games, I think that's a really good bet going into the week. That should
Yep.
be a unit and a half bet for me.
Okay.
And that's my first bet.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. I like that reverse football, John. That's something new. I wonder who came up with that shit. All right. So this is a wait and see bet for me. So this Utah and Arizona State
Tricky
bet.
game.
It is a very tricky game. But I believe Cam Rising is playing. Now, for those who bet on Utah, we all know this carousel of Cam Rising. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? So do you want to put your money on not knowing for sure and it's going to come up really to game time? I think the idea of him could have played 2 weeks ago. They're coming off a bye. Utah is. So they're coming off a bye. And I think he could have went last week. Well, 2 weeks ago. But they held him out knowing that they had the bye and knowing that this game was going to come up. This offense is completely different with Cam Rising on the field. The kid, what's his name? I forget, the true freshman who's playing in place, adamant job, right?
Mhm.
Adamant job of doing it, but he is not Cam Rising. When Cam Rising's on the field, this team has not scored less than 24 points since 2 years ago versus Oregon in Oregon, November. I even wrote the date down. November 12th, 2022 is the last time this team did not score less than 24 and a half points. I actually like the team total here, but this is based off. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, 24 and a half. This is really based off if Cam Rising is playing. right? So if Cam Rising plays, I expect this number to go up 1 or 2 points. Because I think that's what he's worth to the line and to Utah. Utah has a top 15 total yards defense, allowing only like maybe 13, 14 plays. Arizona is kind of middling in all their metrics and all their total yardage. So I feel like Arizona State is going to have a hard time moving the ball against Utah. And if Cam Rising's playing, he's throwing the ball, he's throwing touchdowns. That's just what he does. So with that being said, what do you do on this bet? Do you wait? I'm not waiting. I'm trusting my gut. I think he plays. Give me total points over 24.5. Utah UTEX.
All right. I mean, yeah. But like you said, it's a wait and see, right?
Yeah, it is a wait and see. I'm laying the line now because I like where the number is. I think they can beat this team. I think they can put up 27 points against Arizona State. And I think that it's a weird spot too, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Utah has no, it's not them. Is it Arizona State? Let me check real quick. I thought Arizona State kind of had a look ahead spot here. No, it's not them. It's another team that I'm thinking about. But I do I do like the total points here. Again, it's kind of where you stand, right? If you feel comfortable laying the line, not knowing that Cam Rising's playing. I still think they get pretty close if he doesn't play, but I'm taking a gamble here. And I mean the kid that's in there is throwing like a pick like every game he's played. So
yeah,
I vote, what are you gonna do with a true freshman out there? Isaac Wilson, that's his name. Isaac Wilson. 6 touchdowns, 7 picks. So been sacked 8 times. It's just this team's just different with Cam out there. So I'm betting on Cam playing. I bet that's why they held him out. He got the extra bye week. Again, can't say it enough. Give me Utah over 24.5 points. I'm betting it now. I'm not waiting.
You wait. You're not waiting. You putting it in without it.
Yeah, I'm putting it in without it.
Are you still warning your the listeners, the viewers?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Like I said, again, that's what I'm doing because I'm basing it off the information that I know that they felt like he probably could have went or was close to going. They wanted to give him the extra week with the bye week. I think that was strategic to make sure, because if he doesn't go this week and he had the bye week and he was close out there throwing the ball around pregame 2 weeks ago, that tells me there's more issues, which is very likely because the last 2 years has been horrific for him from an injury standpoint. But I'm banking on the fact that he's going to play, and I'm banking on the fact that when he's on the field, from what we know of Cam Rising, 28-year-old Cam Rising on the field, this team can put up points, and not even that. I still have some protection. Arizona State played Kansas last week at home, and they gave up 31 to that offense. And Kansas has been horrific this year. They're 1-5, and Daniels and them boys put up 31. So I still feel pretty confident that even if the freshman does have to play, Isaac, if he still has to play, I still think he'll have some success.
All
right. You up, bro?
So this is between two. And I'll give this to you as a package, right?
Okay.
Only because I couldn't see the number right now on my book is a little bit early. If you look at UNLV, which is a little early game, actually is going on. Is it tonight? UNLV is tomorrow. So.
Yeah, that's Friday.
If you look at UNLV team total, I don't know if that is. I can make sure.
Let's see. Total points is 42.5.
Yeah, that's up there. That's so I won't make that a best play, but I will lean heavily on UNLV. UNLV has been on a tear offensively. I think the defense that they're playing is susceptible for that line to be at 42. So I do like that.
I think Utah State is like bottom 3 in the nation.
Correct.
And they give up like 40 points a game.
And UNLV has put up 44 against Syracuse, 41 against Syracuse, 59 against Fresno State, 72 against Utah Tech, and they had a little scrappler with Kansas when only putting up 23 and 22 in the first game. So I will lean UNLV here. This won't be my play I'll give out to the people. But if anybody want to take a look at it and they feel a little like this is an opportunity for them, I would say, yeah, lean UNLV. Most likely that'll be a play for me. But let's go to this Alabama game. That's the game I want to go to because I think there's an opportunity for us to take advantage of Alabama, South Carolina.
All right. That's a tough game, man.
I don't know if it's going to be as tough. I'm actually really, really excited about this play here. I think what you saw last week against Vanderbilt was probably one of the worst upsets in college football. The number one team, newly ranked number one team, Alabama, coming off a huge game the week before against Georgia that they did give up in the second half, majority of all those points to get Georgia back in that game to potentially win. I put a lot of that on the coaching staff also because there were some bad opportunities there where they were not using the clock. They were rushing to play the game, and the time was their friend. And I think they go into that next week against Vanderbilt that everybody thought was going to be a sleeper as far as Alabama walking in there and coming out with a victory. That's what they've been doing for years when they play Vanderbilt. Everybody walks through Vanderbilt. But we didn't realize that Vanderbilt been really scrappy this season so far, especially early on in this season. This team here, majority of this team is coming from New Mexico State, who played last night, which is why New Mexico State is so bad. So majority of that team that's on Vanderbilt transferred with the coach over to Vandy, and we can see that New Mexico was balling last year. New Mexico State was balling last year, as far as within their conference and division and stuff like that. And you're seeing that shape out in this Vanderbilt team. What all I have to say is that I'm looking at team total for Alabama here, or I'm looking at the first half. I think Alabama jumps on board right away against South Carolina. That's not a good team.
35.5.
And I've seen a line for the total points in the first half.
First half total points 27.5.
For team total, I apologize.
19.5.
So you have team total 19.5 for the first half. Do I think they scored three scores? I do. Let's look at the spread again. What's the spread? Is it 14?
21
for the spread for the first half?
Oh, for the first half spread. 11.5.
I really like that play, and that's going to be my lock of the play for this.
Yeah, I like that 11.5 too.
I think they're going to get two scores here. Maybe South Carolina kicks a field goal or get a score of a touchdown, but I think it could be 21-7. It can be easily 17-3. It could be 24. It could be 24-10. I know it's going to be two scores in the first half. I think Alabama jumps on board. That's an embarrassing loss last week. They were fighting on the field. I don't know what the bull on the defense is. He needs to be checked. I'm sure he had a lot of conversations over this week about composing himself. But these guys are really upset about that loss against Vanderbilt. I mean, we can just talk about numbers with Alabama versus South Carolina anyway, but we're not going to get to that. We're just going to take this opportunity here and say, hey, give me Alabama first half minus 11.5. They should go.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So to your bet, like I want to go back to that UNLV. I just wanted to check some of those totals that you talk about. Numbers one, you didn't even say. You didn't mention. You said USC, Utah, Boise State. They went to Temple, and Temple put 45 on them, and Temple's terrible.
Yes, Utah State. Yeah, Temple's terrible.
Yeah. So let's take a step back here because it looks like it's team totals week, man. Because I got another team total bet I want to talk about later on. So right now, I'm taking that team total. Now again, Cam Rising pending, but I'm jumping on it now. 24.5 for Utah. I'm jumping on the Be Humble best bet. Well, a lean, but for me, I think it's a best bet. UNLV over 42.5. Give me the points. I think they get this by third quarter. And then give me, I like the Bama bet. I don't like, it's still a little bit blurry. So let me zoom in just one more. Yeah, I like that Bama bet right here. At 11.5. This makes a lot of sense to me. Playing in South Carolina is tough though. Like the Gamecocks are not like something to walk over down in South Carolina, but
just in Alabama.
Oh, it's in Tuscaloosa?
It was in Tuscaloosa, yeah.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. Well, my bad. I thought it was in South Carolina.
They coming off listen, they're going to have to hear the noise on Vanderbilt all week, bro. All week they had to hear about
All
Alabama.
week. Yeah,
So
for sure.
one thing Alabama does do is they start pretty fast. Last week they didn't. I think it was more of a hangover coming from that Georgia game. I mean, can you imagine emotions up and down
Yeah, it
in
was a
that
good.
game?
It was a perfect letdown spot
It
right
was a
there.
letdown spot, and then you're
Yeah.
going into a team that you've been dominating for years. You know what I mean? Like Nick
I don't
Saban
know
said.
them. I don't see them. I don't know how they lost, but yeah, no, it was definitely a letdown spot.
Well, they
But yeah,
lost because they turned the ball over multiple times in the first half and was down 21-3 at half or something crazy, or something like 21 something.
yeah. So I
And
don't. Let me cross this bet off. Yeah. No, go ahead. Doug, go ahead.
no, I'm just saying when I'm looking at South Carolina, I thought South Carolina a week before was going to give Ole Miss a little trouble. Ole Miss had a tough game against Kentucky the week before, like same story. Ole Miss
Mhm.
plays Kentucky, lose to Kentucky when they should have been dominating. They were held under control. They went to South Carolina, and South Carolina at home, I thought was going to show up, and they get bombed 27-3. So now you got a hot ass, pissed off ass Alabama team, and you got to go into Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
I don't know if they even want to do that. You know what I mean? If you can't win at home or bring more impact to an Ole Miss game coming into your home and lose
Is
by more
Sellers
than
back?
is who?
Sellers for South Carolina. I know he got hurt. He
I
is
don't see
back.
him on the injury report. So
Yeah, he is back. Yeah, give me. Oh man, give me Bam at first half. Jesus, that bet is better than any bet I got. Shit, I've seen them play. I think I saw that Kentucky game, and I saw. Oh no, was it the LSU game? I think I saw the LSU game, and I'm like, wow, they're not explosive. They're really not good. I couldn't agree with you more here. This is a daunting task for them. They got Alabama, then Oklahoma, then Texas A&M.
tough.
Then you mix in at Vandy and then come back home from Missouri. And they didn't beat anybody. They beat Old Dominion, they beat Akron, and Kentucky is terrible. Now, going to Kentucky is tough, but that quarterback over there in Kentucky had 60 yards passing in that game. I absolutely love. Damn, I love your two bets, bro. Good bets. God damn. Let's make some money this weekend.
For the people, man. For the people.
I feel you. All right. Because I know a little bit tight on time. I want to make sure we get everybody to bets. I know we can monologue a little bit.
Yep.
So this is a lean here for me. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to go to this bet yet because it's a lean, right? I want to give out the best bets first, and then we'll circle back to the leans. So Purdue is bad, man.
I had
Purdue
them circle too, but I got off it. But yeah,
Purdue is is bad. Bad.
Who's bad? 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 Who's bad?
It's like, close to Utah State bad. And I went and looked at some of these numbers, and I'm just like, damn, what happened to them? They used to be an offensive juggernaut, and that is not the case at all. They're going against a tough Illinois team in Illinois. Altmaier is playing really good football right now. I mean, going in Champaign Memorial Stadium is not going to be good for the Boilermakers. There's really not a lot of handicap, and I can talk about the numbers, but they've been getting crushed. 66-7 Notre Dame, at Oregon State 38-21, Nebraska 28-10. They just got their ass whipped. 52-6. Now you gotta go to Illinois and then come home for Oregon. Come on, man. Give me the fight. Illini. I said Illini on reason.
Oh.
That was on purpose. Illini. And I saw that Penn State game too.
So you're taking it 22.5. You're taking them.
I'm taking the line. Give me the line.
That's you know what I mean. Like like I said,
give me the 22.5.
I probably we probably right spot on. I just get scared of laying a big number like that. If it was 17.5, I'd be like, yeah, that's a smash. But I think the books might got it right. Is Illinois going to be able to score enough? They should. But, like I said, I like this. I was looking at it too. I liked it too. I got a little scared. I got a little scary with the 22. Just seems like a lot of points.
It does seem like a lot of points, but what I'm looking at is this defense, and this defense is top. I think it was like top 15. They're only giving up 14.5 points per game, and then you got an offense that can't score coming in.
Yeah.
So to me, I was just like, I don't know how Purdue is going to score in this game, or at least score enough, right? And their biggest output that they had, I mean, I don't really count that first game in Indiana State, was at Oregon State. Everything else is 7, 10, 6. I mean, we talking Big Ten football.
So let me ask you a question real quick. I know we got to keep it moving.
Yeah.
What's Purdue's team total? Like maybe that might be a look.
I thought I looked at that before. Damn. Gotta go back. I thought it was like, was it somewhere? Who would I saw? I thought was it 15.5?
Oh, see, now I'm getting excited for that. If it's 15.5,
13.5.
Okay. So 2 touchdowns. They're saying that
two touchdowns.
15.5, I probably would have smacked that.
Yeah, 13.5.
13.5.
But it's crazy, but I don't understand how. Because they've only scored like against a Big Ten team. Oh no, it's Oregon State's in the Big Ten, right?
Oregon State? Not Oregon State. Oregon is not
Oregon State. Pac-12. My bad. Pac-12. But they've only scored 21 points once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything else has not even reached double digits. The 13.5 score scares me a little bit because that's,
2 touchdowns.
That's a 2 touchdown thing. That could be that late touchdown, which is
just the only thing I'm worried about.
Which could crush my bet as well. But I look at this game as a Big Ten football game, and that pace, and Purdue's going to have to do something more than stay in that pace with Illinois to be able to score on this defense. I mean, would it surprise you if they shut them out like 28-7?
No, that's a lean. I'll just put it down. That's a lean for me too. The 13.5 is more of a lean. I mean, Illinois has really good defense. They shut people down. They play tough at home. It's going to be loud. Communication is going to be rough for Purdue. Early game.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that. For sure.
All right. So what you got for me, bro?
Let's go to the game everybody wants, man. This is like one of the first weeks where you're actually starting to see the impacts of the Big Ten, right? We're talking about Big Ten football. So now you got these West Coast teams a part of the Big Ten. So you're really now seeing the travel situations happening here.
So what are you talking about?
Ohio State going to Oregon,
Ooh.
right? So let's go over there for a second. You also have USC going to Penn State, or is it Penn State? No, I'm sorry. Oregon's going to Ohio State, my bad, right? And then Penn State goes to USC. So you have these East-West Coast travels. I think that's really cool, really good dynamic, especially seeing games that you wouldn't really see until the Rose Bowl, possibly. I think that's pretty dope, seeing these Rose Bowl games that we will see at the end of the year that used to mean something that don't mean anything now really mean, like Ohio State, Oregon would be a Rose Bowl game. So now they're actually playing in the same division, same conference. But I love that the line dropped for me because I seen it at 4. I was nervous at 4, but I love it at 3. So you know what I'm saying. Give me Ohio State traveling to Oregon. Big time football. This is why they play the game. This is why, in quote, Will Howard said, I wanted to go to Ohio State. I wanted to be in position to play big games like this. And this is a guy that played in the Pac-12. I mean, in the Big 12. I'm sure played in huge games, but this is a big game for Ohio State and Oregon. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be a boxing match. I looked at the total, and I think people want to look at the over and think it's going to be a lot of high scoring. I think it's going to be played a little bit differently. The question here is, what Dillon Gabriel are we going to get, right? Usually Dillon Gabriel is probably one of the best accurate passers in college football, but lately at Oregon, he hasn't been that way. A lot of turnovers in the red zone. I think the defense for Ohio State will be able to give him some trouble.
How are you going to score in that defense?
Right. So I think the defense is going to give him some trouble, some different looks. I think Ohio State with Will Howard out there has been pretty good. But you got the young fella out there, the freshman receiver. Give me his name. I'm kind of slowed up on his name right now. Um, that's doing his thing out there. I think he scored in every single game. He's another young kid that's 18 years old, balling. How am I missing his name? Jeremiah Smith, doing his thing. Scored touchdown in every single game. 2 touchdowns in week 1. 4 for 89, 5 for 83, 3 for 70, 5 for 119, 6 for 92. I think they're gonna have a problem with that young kid, and I think there's an opportunity here for Ohio State to get a big win. Give me Ohio State -3. If you want to buy a half a point because the line's only -114, it might get up to -120, 125 at -2.5. I would take that also, but I really like Ohio State here in Oregon. I just feel like Oregon's been sputtering, and I think Ohio State's been moving and running and grooving. So 125, that's what I said.
Yeah, might as well hit the -2.5 so you can get the push and pay the 25 cents. You're already paying 14 cents on it.
Another 10 cent.
Yeah, another 10 cent, 9 cent actually. It just makes more sense to do it like that. So yeah, I do like the this play here. Damn, your plays are better than mine.
Listen, it was tough, bro. I said it was tough trying to search and find.
Yeah, your plays are better than mine, bro. What's going on? Good teaser candidate too, I think. Ohio State tease them up.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing with that, for me in this type of game, I think they're going to win. I don't want, if they are going to lose, I don't want to have to map them in with anybody else to play that more juice, right? So it's like one of them things where it's like, nah, I'd rather take them down to 2.5 to have to worry about 2 teams. Because what is the difference, right? I'm going to get +5. Do I think this game is going to be a 3-point game? I don't think it's going to be that tight. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be boxy early, but I think both teams are athletic enough and can put touchdowns on the board. So I don't think it's going to be a 3-point field goal type of game. It's not. I don't think the way those teams play is not the same. It's not like that.
It looks like I'm just heavy college, man, because I got 2 more plays and then we need to switch to NFL, and I don't have that many NFL plays.
Okay.
So I guess we can keep going with the college game. And is this the biggest game of the week? The Red River rivalry game, Texas.
I think the Ohio State Oregon is probably the biggest game, but obviously this is one of the biggest rivalries of the year. But the line don't tell me that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, are you excited to watch Texas versus Oklahoma?
So,
yeah, I guess.
With the Red River rivalry game, I think the handicap has to go out the window because it's a rivalry game, and anything goes. And if you want to look at the numbers, Texas has only won twice since 2016. This has been dominant Oklahoma. Now, different faces here, right? Different defenses for sure. Especially with that, I think Texas is the number 1 defense in the nation per the numbers. Switching back to Ewers. Ewers is going to go here from Manny. From Manny, I thought they were a lot more explosive. And then you got an unfamiliar face in Hawkins, the true freshman. And I don't know what happened last week. I mean, honestly, they kind of probably should have lost. They scored 21 points in the 4th quarter, if I'm not mistaken, against Auburn. And one of those touchdowns was, I think, like a 60, 70-yard fumble recovery or something, defensive score. So without that kind of turnover for a score there, that game goes Auburn. And I wonder what this line is. This line is probably like almost 17.5, I bet, if they lose that game. So this is just a touch, just a light touch, just to get some skin in the game in this game. I really don't have a huge handicap because, like I said, in this rivalry game, kind of all bets are off. We saw that last year too, when Gabriel and how they came back. But the one thing that I noticed throughout this history, Texas does have a little bit of trouble with dual quarterbacks who can run and move, and Hawkins can certainly do that. So I would lean Oklahoma here, actually, with the points. I think Oklahoma might be able to kind of stay, fight for fight. as long as he doesn't turn the ball over. I think Ewers going to come out firing. I don't know. He's always now that he saw Manning play and that this team was super explosive. Does he feel that shadow a little bit? You know what I mean? I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Because as soon as he plays bad, does he get the axe? Like, are they going to let him ride out if he's playing bad, or do they call in Manning? Like, you let me know. You're coming in and out the third quarter. Game is 24-13, and he's just off. He has a pick, and he's just not accurate. Do you go to Manning in the coming out the third quarter, or do you stick with Ewers?
I think if you put Ewers in, you're putting Ewers in, because once you take Ewers out, it's over. So
yeah, it's over. Yeah,
if that's the case, then you just would go Manning. But I mean, like I said, Ewers has the experience.
absolutely.
He's been in this game multiple times. He understands the rivalry. He knows the experience. I don't think he has to look over his shoulder. Hopefully, Sarkisian, who's the coach, is making that stance to him, like, hey. And I think Manning's okay with that too, because Manning's there for a reason.
Yeah.
Manning is there for a reason. He wants to play for Texas. Okay, let everybody understand that.
Yeah, no, I think he's came out and be clear about that.
He'd be gone anywhere on the planet to play. He wanted to play.
Yeah.
He wants to be in Texas. He's waiting his time. So
Yep.
he's probably like, Coach, listen, let the man ball. Right?
Mhm.
We're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let this run. I know my time is coming. We gonna get this right.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion on it. I think you're spot on when you said that it's a rivalry game, so anything can happen. I think with that being said, and the line is still showing 14-15, is telling that,
Texas. Yeah, it's telling
Texas just a much better team.
Yeah.
And I think they'll be able to dominate. I agree with that. I think
You know what?
Texas,
I'm all, you know what, now that because I think you've been spot on in your handicaps this week, I'm off the bet. I think if you touch this, now that I'm thinking about it, if you touch it, you don't touch it for Oklahoma to survive. You touch it money line, right? You go for the win. You go for the gamble.
If that's the case,
yeah. If you're gonna bet Oklahoma here, you bet the money line, and you just let it ride and you enjoy the game. So I'm off the game because I can't bet the money line. I'm not going to gamble like that. Just for me right now, my risk tolerance. So yeah, good call, man. I appreciate that. And you guys see that how listen to your gut and listen to your boys. You know what I mean? Listen to your peoples that you trust in terms of their handicap. If they see it a different way and you can get on board and understand that, it's okay to pull back from the bet. You don't got to bet everything. You know what I mean? So I think that's let me cross that off. I think that's a good call. So this is a no bet for me now. I think Be Humble is crushing these handicap in this week in college. So
we'll see.
my feelings
see how it plays out.
Yeah, man. All right, you up? Let's
that was it for college. I think it was 3, right? We did our 3.
Oh, okay. All right.
We had an extra bonus with the UNLV team total too, so that was perfect.
Okay, yeah. So like I said, I went a little bit heavier on college this week because we've been kind of hot, and I got to go to my team. If you believe, do you believe this week, Diddy?
You went from agreeing with me to now disagreeing with me totally.
Do you believe, Diddy? Do you believe? You ain't believing since game 1. I want to ask you a question one more time. Do you believe?
Listen, salute to Prime and getting this team ready. They're 4-1. Hopefully, it's not a short-term high like it was last year. They were similar 3-0 last year. Remember that? They ain't that far from where they are now.
Yeah.
But no, I don't believe. But maybe they might change their mind.
You don't
believe? If they beat Kansas State, I will now check myself.
Check yourself.
I will say, hey,
you won't believe.
I gotta.
Come on, man.
You
gotta hop on board the train, man.
No, sir.
You gotta hop on board the train. What are you doing?
Nothing in Colorado. I want.
Yeah, I missed this train too, bro. Give me Kansas State. Give me Kansas State. Give me Kansas State over
this train too.
30.5 points. This run game is going to dog walk that defensive line in Colorado State. Best run game in the nation. I know Colorado State. I know Colorado has been playing well. It's in Colorado. That altitude could actually be a factor here for Kansas State. But everybody's talking about this run game. But I believe they'll be able to pass a little bit on this team as well. I know going against Hunter, And offensively, Colorado is very efficient from a passing standpoint, but Colorado ain't seen nothing like Kansas State. You know what I mean? This is going to be a different game, a different element. I like Kansas State to score and score often. Wouldn't surprise me if they have 28 points in the first half, to be real with you. So I'm sorry.
I didn't even see that. I'm going to write that down too. I like.
Give me Kansas State over
30 and a half.
30 and a half.
That should be definitely obtainable easily. There's a gem in this game. I think you might want to look as a player prop. That's that quarterback to go over there. His rushing total. I think it's.
Yeah, Avery.
Yeah.
I saw his name. I was like, damn, you blonde hair with curly hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
Avery.
Make your money. Make your money
Avery.
on his prop.
Yeah.
His prop. His rushing prop.
Yeah.
I think.
It's been a team
Colorado
for the week, man.
Colorado has been giving up to the quarterback over like 75 yards a game.
Absolutely.
So I think his team total might be like 60 something. So go ahead and jump on that. That could be a real
no, that's big facts. I saw that. He had his best game, maybe a game or two. He had over 100 yards. So if he don't see none, he's definitely taking off. And those D linemen are not going to be able to slow him down. And I think that's going to keep the run game going. And then when they're going to hit him with that play action pass, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It is a wrap. So yeah, those are the college picks of the day. We went a little bit heavier than we typically do. But I just love B Humble's picks here in terms of his college total. So real quick, we have team total again, Bearing rising over Utah 24.5. I love Diddy's lean, but that's the best bet for me. UNLV team total, Bama first half, Ohio State with the paying the extra juice, the 25 cents, minus 2.5. And I don't believe this week, man. Sorry. Kansas State team total over 30.5.
Well, hey, and then on the lighter side, Colorado could still win, but you can still win too.
Yeah, you're right. They could win.
So maybe you just don't believe that they can stop them from just scoring 30. That's all.
Yeah.
They got to score 31.
I do like. I want, if that line touches 3, then I'm touching Kansas State. You know what I mean? Because it's been betting down, and I'm just like, y'all tripping. Like, I get it. I was the one hooting and hollering
last week. Yeah.
Yeah, but y'all tripping this. Y'all tripping this week. All right. Let's talk about your Philadelphia Eagles. Cleveland Browns coming to the Philadelphia Eagles. We had just talked about how to get rid of Deshaun Jackson too on Gambling Nights last night. If you guys didn't see that, check it out at MoneyPot Betting. Great video. Talked about Lieutenant Dan. I talked to the wife. Wife was like, yeah, I already know he's fine. I checked already. I'm like, what? What's wrong with y'all? Yeah, I saw it on TikTok. Somebody checked on him. He's good.
I did see that pop up. That he's good. He survived.
He made it. He survived. I was like, oh, man, y'all tripping out here. He said ain't nothing but a little bit of water. Your Philadelphia Eagles are favored by 9.5. I do have 2 bets in this game that I do want to talk about that I really like. Looks like Betts Parks might not be the way to go because of what they have. Their line's a little bit high. Don't like that. So I might switch up here and bring up ESPN bets. But real quick, talking about the game, it's a very large spread, bro. But I do know that they're back. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's full participant at practice. Everybody's a go. So with that being said, we're probably, what do you say, the worst team in the league? Maybe them in New England. Carolina's probably in there.
Cleveland.
But yeah, Cleveland. Like, Cleveland's terrible.
They're not clicking right at all.
Yeah, let me.
I don't know if the team is bad. I just think they're just not clicking. They have a all-star, not an all-star. They have a Super Bowl talented defense. Yeah. For sure. So let me just bring up this one on ESPN bets because
I know they have this bet here, and the line's actually up to
Damn,
10.
10 now? Jeez, something happened. Something happening? Something's happening. That
No,
line was
for the most part, I saw that 10. But this is gonna be my first best bet for NFL. I absolutely love this bet. Coming off a bye week, our guys should be healthy, at least for the most part. It's a little bit different bet though than most people think. But I looked back. I looked back at Cleveland. This has hit 3 out of the 4 games that Cleveland's had. They've given up over 25 to 30 yards on a rush for every game. So a little bit different. Player with the longest rush. Give me Saquon Barkley over 19 and a half yards on longest rush.
Oh, okay. That's a gem. You searched for that one.
Yeah. I did. I was like 19 yards. I was like, really? That's it? I was like, he breaks one every game. Like he's broken a long run almost every game. Let me bring up real quick his numbers. I think he's still like third in the league in rushing yards, and that's still after the bye. But he's had rushes 59, 65, 11, and 34. Hit this 3 out of 4 games. And it's like not even close. It's not like he got a 20-yard run, right? It's not like, 22 yards. Like
Right.
it's, what I mean? It's what he break 59, 65, 34. And Cleveland has been a little susceptible to the run, giving up some chunk yards. They just got whooped by the Commanders, right? I think this is a little trappy game too, by the way. Even though I can't back Cleveland, it's a little bit trappy to me. But I mean, Dante Foreman went for a 25-yard run. I'm sorry, not Dante Foreman. Daniels had a 34-yard run. Eckler had a 50-yard run. Nichols had a 28-yard run. Like this team is getting steamrolled by the run game. I even like Jalen's a little bit, but I do think they're going to hand the ball off a lot. I even went back to the Raiders. Now the Raiders don't got no run game, and that boy Madison had a 24-yard run. He had 5 carries for 60 yards and still had 24 yards.
I mean, listen,
So, love the
Saquon can
bet.
always pop a big play. It usually does each and every
Yeah,
game. So
love
that's a
the
good
play.
opportunity to do that. Yeah, I do. I really like that one.
And then staying on Barkley, I'm double dipping here. Betts Parks was a little bit higher, a lot higher, 82.5. I'm going Barkley over. Oh, that's not it. Over Barkley 79.5. I'm paying the juice for it. Give me Barkley rushing over 79.5 yards.
So
This is going to go up before kickoff.
Big game for Barkley. You think?
Yeah, I like Barkley this game. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I
And I think
do.
I'm looking at the rush defense for Cleveland. Let me just double checking.
They haven't really faced nobody who has a good run game.
They're ranked top 25th against the rush. So
And that's the crazy thing is listen to the teams they faced. They faced the Cowboys, no run game. Jaguars, what's his name?
ETN.
ETN is a workhorse type back the way they use him, but they don't have the Jags don't have a great rush game. The Giants, no run game. The Raiders, no run game. The Commanders last week, they rushed a lot, but it's because Daniels had 90 yards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Robinson only had 25 yards because he was injured. So they're not really rushing teams. Now, would I consider us a rush team in our identity for the Philadelphia Eagles? No, I think we want to throw the ball and throw the ball a lot. But we have a dynamic running back, right, who's going to get the ball 20 times a game. And they might switch up that identity. They might say, hey, this is working. Let's keep running the ball. They might. I don't know.
Let's hope, because I think they got a bye weekend. They're ready to adjust and reevaluate themselves. Hopefully they did that. And they will commit a little bit more early to giving Saquon the ball. I think we failed to do that early in the games. And then we are looking for him to save us later. And he does the best he can do in those moments. So if we commit to him early enough, right, I think we're in good position. Hopefully that's our adjustment coming out the bye. If we do that, I think that's the recipe for winning.
Yeah, he's
already. Because last week didn't make no. I mean, 2 weeks ago when we played Tampa, made no sense. You came out and threw the ball seven times out of in your first 7 calls.
But that's what they are, man. There's people.
I get it. I get it, and that's why That's why we got our ass bust.
Yeah,
so I mean, you live and die by it. But It just doesn't make sense. Sometimes I don't understand the strategy. Sometimes when you know you're down, your best right tackle, when you know you're down, all your receivers, and then you come out and your game plan is your scripted plays are not to give Saquon Barkley the ball. Like, just think about that.
Yeah, that's
Like,
pretty
what?
wild.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's like, no, you know what, guys? We're going to outsmart you because they're going to think we're going to give the ball to Saquon Barkley. So no, let's throw the ball 7 straight times.
It sounds just like Nick too. Just like Sirianni.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Listen, I know we pushed
Uh,
up a good time. I'll be quick. Because like I said, the NFL is a little bit shaky for me.
I agree.
There's only a few things I really, really like that I circled. I love Detroit this week against Dallas. I know Detroit's going to Dallas. I feel like
Mhm.
Dallas, they get a little good, had a great win last week against the Steelers. Pulled it off the end of the game to get that touchdown. They were on the brinks of losing that game. Detroit is just a different animal for that defense that is hobbled and is injured right now. It ain't Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's not explosive in the past
Mhm.
with Justin Fields. Yeah, they try to kind of run Najee Harris, who was trying to.
Parsons still out, right? They're both still out, right?
Yes, they're going to be out for a little bit. So
Okay.
they're hampered on the defensive side of the ball, and that's where Detroit will flourish. So you can look at Detroit. I like Detroit. Same situation that I got. Um, Alabama. Was it what team was that we were talking about? Ohio State. Same kind of scenario. You can take Detroit and pay the half a point for the 2.5, which I like. Or you can even
Mhm.
look at team total, right?
Let me bring it up.
Detroit over team total might be another play for you because if you're worried about the game itself, I think Detroit's team
I'm
total
not.
they're going to definitely get over that number. So
It's a big game for Dallas though. They do need to show up. I kind of like the over here.
I mean,
Um,
I don't know if it's about them showing up or not. I just think that look at that
27 and a
27 and a
half.
half. Like
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's Detroit. Dallas is not going to be able to keep up with that. So
Yeah, but to me that means they're always like they're not going to be able to throw, right? They're always chasing. And then you
correct.
look at it, that's why the total is so high at
Yeah,
52 and a half. Like they're going to be always chasing, so they're going to be throwing the ball a lot.
give me Detroit. I'm going to buy the half a point. It's a Detroit minus 2.5. That'll be my play.
I wonder where Dax. Yeah, I like that play. I do like that play. I didn't even look at this game. I wonder where Dax passing yards is. Yeah, he's 200. Yeah, and it's minus 140. That's what I'm saying. The game flow just mirrors what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to throw the ball. Like they're not going to be able to run. Not on that defensive line.
No.
That defense is for real.
Well, that's the thing. Detroit is going to lean on the run. You got two
Oh,
great.
I'm
running
talking about
backs.
Dak. Yeah, I'm talking
Oh
about Dak.
no, they're not going to be able to run. No,
Yeah.
they're handcuffed in this way
Yeah.
because they don't have a run game. I know Dowding or who's it, Wilder,
Rico, I think it is.
Rico. Yeah, I think he's been doing well, but I don't think it's going to be as successful. And they're going to force the ball into Dak's hands to throw the ball. And I think isn't Tolbert? Didn't he come out the game hobbled?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Right.
I
So
didn't. I don't
So it's
know.
going to be CeeDee Lamb and who else? If Ferguson can give some good catches, maybe the game is close. But give me Detroit, man, 2.5. I'm not
Yeah, I
going
like
to
it.
spend too much time on that.
Yeah, I like it.
You said you had a few more or just had one more?
I got one more.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I like this bet though. I like Detroit. I didn't even think about Detroit. Might be the survivor pick. Hey, still in it to
I'm
win
out
it.
of that. I'm out of that. Good luck to you,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Thank you. I was looking at them. I was looking at the Eagles. I was like, man, do I want to put it on the Eagles this week? That'd be the shits if I had to put it on the Eagles. I was like, man, do I want to put it on the Eagles? I don't even know. I felt like that was a tough call to put it on the Eagles. But I digress from the survivor pick. All right. So I think I'm not sure if this is a good thing or not with this switch to Drake May for New England Patriots at home, going against a really good Houston Texans team, even though Houston hasn't been playing well. But I don't know if this is the right spot, especially against a D'Amico Ryan type defense. And they got some baller players on that defense. It's all for, I mean, I get it. They're looking for any type of spark on this offense that they can find. But I don't know if this is a right spot against this team. Maybe they should have. I think Mayo maybe should have waited here, just a little bit. But I guess this is all or nothing. Save the team. We're not going anywhere. Might as well just pull the switch and let the kid play and see what he has. Now, he was always questioned about really not being ready already. I could see him scrambling out the pocket a lot because they just don't have any receivers. They have nothing offensively explosive. And can they, run the ball to win and play sound defense? I mean, I guess that would be the strategy here. But I'm looking at team total here. I think this is going to be a low scoring game. And oh shit. Damn, it got hit already. It was 15.5. I like the 15.5. I guess 15 points. My thought was I don't like the 14.5 now because that could be all field goals. It could be 4 or 5 field goals. Right? They could be down 10 driving and he hits a 40-something yard field goal and they need an onside kick to kind of make it a game.
What I mean, you said you like the under, right? The line is what, 37.5?
I do like the under, but it could be a 24. Like it could be a 24-14 game. Right.
Yeah, I like it. I had this game. I got this is one of my plays too. Only worry I had was Houston is that the Patriots have been good against the pass, and that's what Houston's really heavy
Gonzalez
on the pass.
has been balling, bro.
But at the same time, Nico Collins is out with the hamstring. He's on IR, so that's a big loss for them. Hopefully they can get their running back.
See if I can find it. 15. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I'm saying just hopefully their running back can come back and be an
impact. He's not playing. He's out too.
Come off the ankle. He was spotted at practice though.
Was he practicing today?
He was. Oh, this was yesterday. He spotted at practice yesterday, so we'll see.
Yeah. I don't think he's because they got Cam there, right? Cam Akers. But Mixon. Yeah, I think Mixon. I don't think they need Mixon to win this game. So I don't think there's no reason to. Oh, okay. All right. That's what it is. So if you go to Betts Parks, so that's just this book. I knew I had to shop that around.
Well, 15.5, 14.5 what is the difference there at the end of the day?
5 field goals.
You think the game's gonna get to 15? I guess last week.
I don't think they're gonna score. I don't really see New England like scoring touchdowns.
What I would look at though, I'm gonna cut you off. You may not even get that line. Is Drake Mays rushing? I think he's
I like Drake Mays rushing. Yeah,
I think that's a big play for me, just knowing that he'll lean on getting a 15-yard. Probably like 32 yards. I'm sure it probably will be.
Let me see.
If it's even up, it might be up because he's.
No, it should be up. Drake May rushing, passing attempts. Yeah, rushing yards. So
I'm gonna guess there. You just missed it.
24.5.
24.5. Yeah, I like that over there.
I like that too. I do like that.
I was gonna say 25, but I like that over there in this game.
Yeah, I do like that too as well. That'll be a lean. But on Betts Parks, it's at 15.5 total under. Give me that. So
and what's the juice on that?
Yeah, let me I'll bring it up real quick. So we can all see it real quick. Minus 114.
Okay.
I like that. I like that play better. All right. So for me, again, you said it already, a little bit kind of strange week here for NFL. I don't have any other plays. I would think I would lean more teaser plays here. One bonus play I do want to talk about. And it's a future bet. And they're 1-4 right now. So they need to figure it out. And they were just in a boxing match with the Ravens.
Oh, God. I knew you were going to go to these bums.
And I don't like betting Cincy. But there's no clear-cut MVP right now, in my opinion. I mean, you could say.
Where are you going with this?
I like man. I think he's got the numbers. If they can go on a run, they have the Giants at the Browns, then they play the Eagles. Those could easily be 3 wins. Then they're at 500. And then you got the Raiders. So they could run off 4 wins right here. Then they at Baltimore, which is going to be another boxy type game. Then at the Chargers, home for Steelers, at Cowboys, at the Titans, at home for Browns, home for Broncos, and at Steelers to finish it off. I only see maybe 2 losses, bro. Maybe. And the back end of this not the back end just yet because we're still in the early. But I mean, against what are their tough games? The Raiders? Maybe at Dallas or maybe at Pittsburgh. Like, bro, we got what, 5 games in? So what does that mean? We have, was it 17 games? So we have 12 games. Like, you tell me they can't go 10-2 at worst, 9-3. And if they do that, the way he's playing, yo, man, I like a future bet here, man. Let me see where he's at. I think it's worth it. He's not. Is he even up here? Where is he at? I see. So he's got to be higher than Chase. Josh Allen, Daniels, Donald, CJ,
20
Lamar.
plus 2,200. Third row to the right.
Burrow. Yeah, okay, Burrow. Give me Joe Burrow to win the regular season MVP, bro. Never been done. 1-5 to bring him back.
I don't know. You tripping on that one.
I don't think so.
I mean, the value's there if you feel that way.
I don't think so.
I just think, I don't know.
I mean, because Baltimore's like that, and then he brings him back to win the division too. Like Baltimore's Washington Commanders, then they got the Browns, Broncos, then they play the Bengals, then they play the Steelers, Chargers, they play the Eagles, the Giants, the Texans. Like, who's got a harder schedule right now? Like, they could easily lose to the Commanders. They could lose at Tampa. You know what I mean? They got to play the Bengals again, and then they got the Steelers twice. They could easily lose to us.
I
And
would
they
rather put more
at
money
Texans.
in Jaden Daniels, but you're getting better value with Joe Burrow. But I don't know if that's a.
Ain't no rookie winning the MVP, bro. Come on, man.
Hey, if he continues to move the way he's moving.
And Washington ain't play nobody yet. That's why I'm not on this Washington train yet. Who's Washington played? Washington ain't played nobody. They're 4-1. Against who? The Giants, the Cardinals, the Browns, and a Bengals team that didn't have Chase. And Higgins just played. They got smoked by the Bucks, who seem to be a legit team. We'll see what they're talking about against the Ravens, even though I don't think the Ravens are really what they're about. But, I digress. But quick, yeah, like I said, man, Joe Burrow,
All
MVP.
right.
What them being 1-4 and he's there, I think tells you something. He should be where Prescott and Jordan Love is. He should be 40-1.
Well, he's there because he only has 2 interceptions to 15 touchdowns.
Yeah, but they're 1-4. They're not going to give him an MVP.
Yeah, but he hasn't necessarily played terrible. But
he's got better odds than Hurts.
What's Hurts done but lead the league in interceptions? What we talk? He's right. That's a perfect example. Hurts is right behind him, and he's leading the league in turnovers.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, give me Joe.
I hear you.
Joe.
All right, let me get quick. So I know it's run up on that 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go 2-team teaser. This is just because I think these 2 teams are better at the moment. Got a lot of transition happening.
Let me switch. Go. You keep talking. I'm gonna switch the book because I like the teasers on parts.
Yep. We're gonna go Atlanta and Houston. We're gonna put them in a 2-team 7-point teaser that brings them down to a pick. Atlanta's playing Carolina. I know that's usually a rivalry game, not a rivalry, but a division game. Usually plays tight. I think Carolina is going to regress now from the Andy Dalton situation. They got to kind of balance out what they're going to be doing.
Didn't they put Young in at one point?
At the end of the game, they did. But it was to protect, quote unquote, their starter, which their starter is Andy Dalton. Because they was getting beat so bad. You know what I mean? They were beating their ass. Chicago beat their ass so bad. I think Atlanta's going to be able to come in here and handle their business. They're better defensively. I think obviously Kirk Cousins has a lot of momentum heading into this game. He's playing with a lot of confidence. So give me Atlanta to win. Mm-hmm. And I like Houston here at Pittsburgh. At New England. I think Houston wins. Is this the trap game for some reason? I don't know. I'm a little worried, but I'm like, you know what? Forget it. Houston's a better team. They should handle business against the team with a
7 point.
rookie quarterback.
Are we doing 6.5? Right.
It can be 6.5. That's fine. They bring it to a pick. Yep.
Yep. Minus 134 though.
So go to a parlay. What's the parlay look like there?
Money line. Let me do that. Minus 315.
It's usually a 2-point teaser. 7 points is usually just minus 120. So
Yeah.
shop around in your books. It's never usually 35 cents. I don't do it at 35 cents.
Minus 125. So you get better odds.
Yeah, you get better odds there. But shop around for your teasers. Teasers
Yeah.
are usually minus 120. Is usually 10 cents for each a point. 10 cent for each team. So it gives you minus 120. That's just my quick little handicap on that. 2-team teaser Atlanta. 2 teams. I'm also nervous too because these big spreads have been losing outright in the NFL.
What them 10-point spreads have been?
Shit. Last week was a 7-point spreads. You know what I mean? These large spreads have been rough in NFL. So
Yeah.
I can understand if you don't want to follow me here. I'm taking one last gamble. If I get bit, then I'm out for the teaser.
I might take Baltimore here against Commanders.
And then my last play would be Washington at Baltimore. We're going to go over, though. I'm not touching this line. I think the 6.5 points for Washington is good. I think Baltimore's defense is leaky in the backside. We've seen that. They had a shootout last week. This will continue. I think that Washington offensively can move the ball, score the ball on the ground and through the air. In all 3 dimensions, that's the quarterback running and throwing, that's the running back running, and that's the receivers making big plays and timely plays. And we're not just talking about luck with Daniels. I've watched Daniels play in these games, and he's looked spectacular. You can talk to me about who they played and how they played. The passes he's been throwing have been spot on. The over-the-head drop to Scary Terry has been money. Like this ain't no fluke, and then they cannot figure out how they can stop him from running the ball. I think the only way you stop Daniels is if he gets hurt. Knock on wood, that doesn't happen.
They're gonna be able to stop him from running the ball. They see Lamar every day. Come on, man. Like that ain't gonna be nothing. They ain't gonna be nothing they ain't never seen before.
This is what I'm saying. He has both in his arsenal. He can throw the ball 70. He's dropping dimes like he's
Lamar Jackson.
No, better than not like Lamar Jackson. Although Lamar has passed the ball well, but it looks better.
It looks better,
and he's able to move around the pocket. I think it's going to be probably the most exciting game, on a ticket. Having Lamar Jackson versus Daniels, I think it's going to be exciting. So give me that. Give me that over 51. I like the team to go over. Even if you want to put the totals in a teaser. So that's my last thing.
That's a good game. That's a good game to look with a lot of points. Just a quick before we get out of here. A lot of points. You want to look at touchdowns, people scoring touchdowns, and big passing yards. I think likely. I don't know why, but I think likely to score a touchdown would be a pretty decent bet here at plus 250. Obviously Henry makes sense, but just a lean here likely. With a touchdown score, easy parlay starter. So, however, we'll have. Let me get us back to the regular picture here. I'll have more videos up for more plays that you guys can check out. Thank you for making it all the way to the end of the show. Make sure you hit that follow, hit that subscribe, hit that like button. If you like more free bets and free plays, college football, NFL week 6 and 7 respectively is in the books. Let's have a day. We will talk to you guys next week. From me, Moss Money, be humble. We are out of here.